Time for another one of these, I think, and it is, surprise, surprise, another LEGO Avengers Age of Ultron set. Number 76032, the Avengers Quinjet City Chase set. One that I was particularly looking forward to because I like the Quinjet and I like the new design, and it comes in a box so physically massive that I have to hold the camera far back from where I usually hold it simply to fit the entire box in frame. And as a consequence of that, we are going to skip over the usual talking about the box bit and get directly to talking about the set so that I don't have to hold the camera jerking and shuddering in my hand for any longer. Be right back. And we're back. There's a lot of things to go through and a lot of features to show off, so I'm going to try and keep my blathering to a minimum. I will fail eventually, but I will try. So let's look at minifigures first, and let's start with Ultron, shall we? This is Ultimate Ultron, so presumably this is Ultron as he appears in his final form in the movie, fully armored up and at his most powerful, and I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in him, unfortunately. There's nothing particularly bad about it. I mean, the printing is, once again, excellent, and it has a very interesting sort of pseudo-organic look to the armor, like that it has been either grown out or it's been chipped away at. It makes him a little bit creepy, and I mean, there's an element of asymmetry to it, like he's upgraded himself with adamantium or whatever he's going to be armoring with himself within the movie to make himself nigh indestructible. Unfortunately, it kind of makes him a little bland, especially compared to the other figures in the line, which you can kind of see that underneath his armor, actually, I didn't even notice that before, you can kind of see that underneath his armor, he has a very similar structure to the other Ultron figures, which is kind of cool. As kind of mentioned in my previous reviews, the pieces of the helmet seem to fit together, and here it demonstrates that they in fact do. Ultron's head is made up of the two pieces that we see with the other Ultron figures, which gives him a kind of interesting look. It somewhat resembles his comic book look, and it has a little bit of printing on it, and if we pop his head off, he actually has a translucent orange head, but it's not a plain translucent orange head. It has a little bit of printing on it, some bubbles or something like that. I will come back to that in a later review. As it is here, it's just a little bit of extra detail. So, yeah, Ultimate Ultron. Yeah, a little bit disappointed. Nothing overtly bad about him. He just kind of feels a little bit bland compared to, the other Ultrons that I've seen so far. So yeah, not bad, not bad. I'll put him aside, and we'll come to Vision. Vision is an android character in the comic books originally created by Hank Pym. In the movie, he seems to be a product of either Ultron's creation or Tony and Bruce Banner created him. But either way, he is really damn good. The printing on him is fantastic. He has the nice artificial muscle structure. Oop, come on, focus. Some nice purple pieces for the head and the hands. It looks darker on camera than it is in real life. It's not like bright pink. Nice detail on the back of the head and the body. And again, he comes with the new really flexible cape, which really works for him. Yeah, Vision's printing is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with Vision in the movie. Come on, focus. Not really focusing, fucking. Pardon my language. But, yeah, I'm really interested to see what they're doing with Vision in the movie. The printing looks great. I can kind of see some Chitauri elements to his chest armor, so maybe he's partially based on reverse-engineered Chitauri technology. I don't know, and I won't know until I see the movie. But as it is, Vision looks fantastic, and we'll come back to him in a bit. We've already seen... Hold on a second, I'm going to scoot them back in so they're in camera. We've already seen Iron Man. He comes in his Mark 43 version. I already have one of those with the Hulkbuster set, so I don't need to talk about him. So let's talk about Captain America next. Captain America, of course, comes with his mighty shield in the same bright red base color that we saw in the Captain America versus Hydra set. Once again, I'm still not a big fan of it, but it seems that that's the color scheme that we're going with, so I won't, like, gripe about that too much. His printing is pretty good. Lots of detail, lots of printed straps and stuff like that. Like, you can see his chin strap, he's got his belt, and you can see, like, the individual armor pieces. Kind of. I mean, kind of see him. Like, the individual armor pieces, the back has his harness and everything. No leg printing, which is kind of disappointing in Cap. But every other figure in the set has leg printing, so I guess they were like, let's try not to do that. Let's try and save a little bit of money. Brown gloves, incidentally. Like, if you've seen his costume, he now has brown gloves and boots instead of, like, dark red gloves and boots. I'm speculating, and this is, like, speculation in the same sense of it's bloody obvious. All of the Avengers suits and stuff have been built for them by Tony Stark, so it's highly likely that Cap's outfit, including these weird little fiddly details around the star, are all from Tony's imagination, because we all know how much Tony loves to overcomplicate things. It's not bad. Here, let me compare it, as it were, to his original figure from Avengers. I kind of prefer, actually, the original Avengers figure, because it's much simpler than the one from Age of Ultron. It feels less cluttered, as it were. Though at least Steve is smiling now. He's got, like, a bit of a happy smile to his face. Any extra details? Oh, I never even noticed there's, like, a tiny bit of printing on the back of his original head. Oh, that was, like, completely weird. And heck, I can even compare him to the bright blue of the Captain America versus Hydra set. So yeah, I think that's kind of my biggest gripe about this version of Cap, is just how cluttered his suit is. A lot of it feels kind of unnecessary. And, well, again, it's Tony Stark, but you'd think that Tony would kind of respect Steve's sensibilities. On the other hand, I'm kind of torn on the suit design. It isn't my favorite suit design from the movies. My favorite suit design is still the dark blue strike suit from the beginning of Winter Soldier, followed by his World War II era suit. And it's not, like, bad or anything, it's just cluttered, and I'm rambling again. So let's go to the final figure in the set, Black Widow. Black Widow is, I feel like I should go back and talk, really briefly. Ultimate Ultron, unique to this set. Vision, unique to this set. Captain America appears in one other set, and Iron Man appears, the Mark 43, appears in 3 sets. Yes, 2 sets besides this one, so, yeah, now that I think about it, I could have mentioned that afterwards. I'm so stupid. I'm still figuring this crap out. Anyway, Black Widow. Black Widow has a nice bit of print, has some nice printing on her. It's the usual, female Lego body. Lots of light blue piping throughout the suit. In-universe, if I recall correctly, these are an extension of her taser bracelets from the first Avengers movie. Basically, she can enhance all of her blows with electricity to give her more of an edge in a fight, which I approve of. Again, though, the suit, at least from what I've seen in the movie, it feels a little bit cluttered, and I don't like how much the blue stands out. It doesn't make much sense for an infiltration and spy and assassin, but considering that the Avengers seem to be doing a lot more physical combat than originally, I guess it makes sense. Printing on the back's pretty good. Leg printing is to be expected. She does come with 2 accessories. She comes with a pair of the ADU guns that show up everywhere, and I don't like Lego using them in sets like this because they don't look anything like the guns she uses in the movie. They don't feel like the set. They fit the set. Lego has the Lego submachine gun, the little submachine guns and the machine gun weapons. They could have used those. I can kind of see why Marvel was like, could you give her something a bit more fantastic? But at the same time, it's like, I kind of wish they would stop using these guns. And in fact, after a while, I'm probably going to swap these out for some of my submachine guns. She has the usual two-sided face. She's got her kind of smarmy grin, and then she has her serious grin. I think this is a new hairpiece. Not really a fan of the look of the hair. I kind of feel like none of the movies have really gotten what Black Widow's hair kind of should be from a logical perspective, like what she should have. Though I suppose having short hair is better than having the long hair of the original Black Widow, which I'm showing off here. Yeah, there's a bit more detail on the new one, and the printing on her chest is much better, like it's a much darker color. You can see here that I've actually given this version of Black Widow dual pistols because I can. A little bit odd that this version has more leg straps. I'm pretty sure that the actual Black Widow suit has a lot of leg straps on it. Man, this is all kind of random. Yeah. Again, not a bad figure. Pretty good figure. Again, this is the only set that Black Widow shows up in, so if you need the full Avengers team, you're going to need Black Widow. Oh, and another thing, she does not come with her battle stabs. In the movie and in the concept art we've seen, she has a pair of battle stabs like Nightwing's Eskrima sticks, or I believe her name was Mockingbird from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And while the set does not come with them for her, it does come with a number of extra 3-length bars that were used to secure some of the pieces. So you actually can give her sort of battle stabs, though they are kind of white and boring. And yeah, if you're going to try and recreate her battle stabs, I'd recommend trying to find some translucent blue pieces, or at least like some black ones or something like that. So yeah, minifigures, not bad. Not bad. 3 exclusives. Stay up. 3 exclusives. The definite winner, though, is Vision. Vision is fantastic and the best figure in this set. So now, let's see, what else does this set come with? The set comes with 3 vehicles. It comes with a motorcycle for Captain America to ride on, or Black Widow to ride on, if you've seen the trailers for the movie. It comes with a, and actually, I'm going to keep talking about the motorcycle for a little bit. This is a new motorcycle. It's very different from the previous motorcycles. We've had this big bulky one from the original Avengers, and then we had this smaller one from the Captain America versus Hydra set. Very black with the Avengers logo on it. In fact, it has no red in it whatsoever. A little bit of transparent blue in there. Kind of wish it had been in dark red. I'm just going to put these guys to one side. I kind of wish it had been in dark red. It's the best looking of the motorcycles, and it's highly likely that it isn't like Cap's motorcycle specifically, that it's something that any Avenger can use. But at the same time, it's not a bad motorcycle. I think it's my second favorite of his motorcycles. But anyway, the set comes with a truck, a transport truck with license plate of AC15689. It has a seat for a driver, and oh dear, there's no real way to. You can obviously put a driver in it, but the set does not come with a driver. That's a minor bugbear for me. It doesn't come with like a civilian to be driving the truck, and maybe there isn't a civilian driving the truck in the movie. I don't know. Let's see what else. Sorry about that. Jump cut. Anyway, back to talking about the truck. Got little handles on it. And a sticker that says, Cho Research, and then below that some Korean, I think it's Korean, and then, wow, the detail on this is actually kind of fantastic. I was about to say it has a Triforce signal under it, but now I realize it actually has a hazard mark on it, and then a couple of numbers. The other side says the same thing. And of course it is a sticker, so, always the usual inability to get it perfectly affixed. Annoying. So presumably, and if I remember correctly, there is actually, this film was partially filmed in South Korea or something like that. So I guess there's a research company that, Tony is working with or something like that. Not really much detail, the wheels don't have any shocks or anything like that. I would open it up to show you, but there's a couple of little play features for this vehicle that I'm going to wait to show you all later. It's a nice simple truck. It's not quite as cool as the Chitauri flying chariot thing that we had for the original Quinjet set. But it's a fine little vehicle, and it's a part of the playset. I'm going to put it off to one side. This little thing, I'm going to show off what that is in a little bit. And then the centerpiece of the set, I'm finally to after about 15 bloody minutes, I'm going to shove everything off to one side, is the Quinjet. The Quinjet, while obviously very similar to the original Quinjet, is all new. I mean, obviously the shape is the same. Mostly in blue and white, which, from what I've seen in another set, probably indicates that most of the Avengers generic stuff is in shades of dark blue and white. It is a pretty cool set. You know, it's Quinjet shape, so if you know what the Quinjet looks like, you know what this thing looks like. The wings unfold, and it has a very impressive wingspan. Lots of details, lots of stickers. I will get to that in a bit. Let's see. Opening cockpit with control panel. Back opens up so you can keep an Avenger in there. This opens up, but I'll show you what that does in a little bit. We have flick fire weapons here and here, and on the bottom we have an unfolding flick fire weapon turret sort of deal, like an anti-machine gun or something like that I'm going to fold back up somehow. There it goes. You know, wheels and stuff like that, lots of little flaps and everything. I mean, the set, it's a cool... And I just knocked it off. That was stupid of me. It's definitely like a cool vehicle or something, and it has a lot of play features, but I'm waiting to show those off in a little bit. Quick note, if I can get it in camera, yes, it is labeled with Stark Industries. So, again, this is something that Tony built for himself, and, well, not for himself, for the Avengers, but... You can kind of tell that this is a Tony Stark vehicle. It feels much more futuristic and kind of UFO than the original Quinjet. The presence of stuff like these blue dots here, and, I mean, you can't really see, like, it's really hard to get this thing in camera properly. There's no, like, propellers or anything like that here. There is a rope here. I'll get to that rope in a little bit. But the lack of propellers or anything makes me think that the Quinjet will actually use repulsor technology to fly. It feels much more advanced and futuristic than the original Quinjet, and it's a very cool-looking thing. Now let's show off the play features, and to do that, I'm going to do a quick jump cut so I can preload everything and show it off properly. And we're back, and everything is preloaded and ready to go. So let's talk about the truck first. The truck, first of all, has a storage space in the back for this little thing that I mentioned I would talk about earlier, which is a storage pod, or a stasis pod, for Vision. Vision perfectly fits inside of it, cape and all, and then it closes around him. This is actually a very cool thing. It's very well designed. He perfectly fits inside, and thanks to the new capes, it just folds around him. Nice little thing. So what happens is Vision slides into the back like so. If I can get it to go, and get it to settle. There we go. Doors close, and did I do it the wrong way? I think I did it the wrong way. Come on. It's hard to get it the right way around sometimes. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. I feel stupid. Probably cut that bit out. Probably won't, because I'm lazy. So yeah, he fits nicely in the back of the truck, which again lends credence to the idea that this is a research company that builds Vision, or that Ultron is controlling them, or something like that. So, one little feature is that the roof here folds up, and then Ultron can stand on the roof for some reason. I really don't get it. Like, the only reason I think they have this is so that there is a target for Iron Man or Captain America in the Super Jumper to leap at and knock him back. Yeah, the Super Jumper. Again, I'm not showing that off for obvious reasons. Yeah, that's another problem there. You put any sort of pressure on it whatsoever, and the whole thing pops off. It's not very well built, unfortunately, partially because it uses, like, this roof piece that only has one stud here. If it had two rows of studs, it would be much more stable, but as it is, it's not very stable at all. And then the other play feature of the truck that I have just spoiled, nice job, Andrew, nice job, is that if you press down on this little piece here, the whole truck blows apart and the pod can safely be evacuated. That's actually kind of a cool play feature. It's fun to fiddle with, and it's nice and simple and easy to reset. I'm going to put that off to one side now that we don't need to fiddle with it anymore, and I'm going to pull Vision out, and then Vision can be birthed, and he can fly up however he's going to fly, and yeah, we can have the whole Android thing going on. So, yeah, the truck's got a couple of cool play features. It's a fun little thing to fiddle with. Though I'm not certain it's going to be a big part of the movie like the flying chariot was for the Chitauri and Loki, but, whatever. So now, let's talk about features on this guy. As mentioned, we have stud blasters. Yay, stud blasters. Lots of moving wings and flaps that are adjustable, and as I kind of showed at the beginning, the wings fold up for a much more compact flight mode. Landing mode. I feel so stupid when I talk like that. So let's see, what kind of features have we got? So, a little hard to tell. I'm going to briefly lift the camera up. So, on top of the Quinjet, we have these two Avengers logos. And, yeah, that's something to mention. Avengers logos abound on these sets, which is a good thing, because they're all the Avengers. Anyway, so, pressing this one, the right side one, will cause someone to fall from the bottom of the wing. There's a small storage space in the wing where a character can be attached to a cord, folded up, and then secured, and then when you press the button, they will parachute down from the plane. It's a kind of cool feature. Unfortunately, there's no real way to store the cable properly when it's not being used. It'll inevitably flop down and not be used, so I kind of just pop it off when I'm just storing the thing, and I don't need anyone to be sitting in it. Nice little detail, though. It's kind of a cool little feature. I kind of wish it was more centrally located, but the main play feature of this thing is already fairly centrally located, so there's no room for something like that. I'm actually going to briefly turn it back up on its side again. So to show off these sort of hangar bay doors here that actually move a bit. And I'm also going to point out this little raised surface here, which is actually a button. And if you press the button, the doors pop open and Captain America, or whoever you want, falls out on his motorcycle to drive away. We see this scene in the trailer, in one of the trailers, I don't remember which one. Yeah, that's a pretty cool play feature, actually. I was very surprised by how much I like that feature, and I like the design of the hangar bay doors, and you reload by popping the top off and then just slipping the motorcycle. Wow, you couldn't see that at all. Hold on, let me pop that back off. As I was saying, you reload it by lifting the roof, pop Cap in there, or whoever, and it's nice and centrally located, and there's parts to keep it balanced, and once again, perfect. It's a nifty play feature. Unfortunately, it takes up most of the room in the Quinjet. Basically, everything from here to here is... Let me reload. So everything from here to here is devoted to this mechanism and to this play feature. It takes up a lot of room. I mean, the original Quinjet didn't have much interior space, but it still had a bit of interior space. And while this has like a tiny bit of interior space, it has a little cargo bay in the back. Unfortunately, while it is a cool play feature, it does kind of get in the way of being able to keep your Avengers figures in the set with you. Though, you know, the fortunate thing about LEGO is that, you know, you don't need to have it like that. You can modify it, or, for example, you could just put the minifigures straight in there, and then they could all jump out, and it'd be all heroic and everything. Anything else about this set? Oh, you know, opening cockpit. I decided to put Iron Man in there for no real reason. Though this does reveal one tiny problem, I feel, is that these controls here are too high. It's very difficult for the minifigures to properly reach them. But that's kind of a minor complaint. One thing that is kind of a complaint for me is, once again, the issue of stickers. This set has a lot of stickers. I don't remember counting how many, but there's stickers here, 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 you know, here, 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 here. There's stickers everywhere, including this window. This entire window on the front here is one big sticker. And once again, my prior complaints stand. Stickers are very annoying to me because it's so difficult to get them right, and if you get them wrong, it kind of messes up the whole line of the set, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so it's really annoying when my stickers are improperly aligned, and there's nothing I can do about it. But then again, this is already an expensive set, and we will get onto the issue of price and my problem with that in a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to do yet another little jump cut. I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to bring in a little guest star for this review. And we're back with special returning co-star, Avengers-era Quinjet. Yeah. Wow. This was something I was originally not going to talk about, but when I pulled down my old Quinjet, and I apologize for how dusty it is, it's been sitting on top of a shelf for quite a long time, and I haven't, done anything with it. I need to fix that in the future, but this is more important right now. When I pulled this down, I noticed something. The original Quinjet is much larger. It is much taller. It is much heftier. It has more weight to it. There's more pieces. There's more cargo space. You can put more figures in it. And while it has less play features and looks, less cool, it is, sadly a much bigger and heftier set. I mean, it feels a bit more primitive than this one does, and I mean that in both the movie universe sense and also the construction sense. I mean, these wings are basically flat, while they did a lot more building out on these wings, kind of like with the Milano. And I really actually have never compared the two together. I hadn't compared the two together until earlier today. It's kind of shocking, actually, how much smaller the new Quinjet is. Can I even remember how to open this cockpit right? Now I can. And in a few ways, how much better the old one is. There's a lot more space. You can put a whole bunch of the Avengers in this set. You can do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm just kind of shocked, honestly, by looking at it, and that actually inspired me to go and look up the issue of price. This set is $80, and originally I was going to say, yeah, it's not a bad set for $80. It's got a lot of play features, and the Quinjet looks really cool, but then I realized this set that came out 2 years ago was only $70. And it had more pieces, and it had the same number of minifigures, and it had arguably a cooler sub-vehicle. Not even arguably, it had the Chitauri battle sled that had Loki and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. This was honestly something I wasn't going to talk about, and now comparing the two, I kind of feel like this set is kind of selling us short a little bit. That this set should have been $10 cheaper, or it should have had more to it for the extra $10. And I understand licensing fees. I understand that this is a complex set with a lot of special parts and special minifigures, and that it has a lot of play features, but I can't get around that now that this idea has been put in my head. I can't get rid of it. It's kind of sad to compare the two now. The original Avengers Quinjet, albeit a set that is no longer available and can only be gotten used, it just feels like a better buy, as it were. It's larger. It may not look as cool, but it's larger. It has more pieces. It has roughly the same number of play features. I mean, it's got the little drone and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. This is not a bad set. This is actually a really good set. It's probably my third favorite of the sets I've reviewed so far. No, it is my third favorite of the sets I reviewed so far, but now that I'm comparing it to the original Quinjet, it just feels like it's kind of not as impressive, unfortunately. Though again, man, I feel a little bit weird saying this. It's kind of made me realize that this feels overpriced for what it is. That's kind of what it comes to. All of these sets are overpriced, but of the ones I have reviewed so far, I was about to say of the ones I have so far, but that's not accurate. Of the ones I have reviewed so far, this one feels the most overpriced. The Hulkbuster does not feel overpriced. It feels like I'm getting my money's worth. The Iron Man versus Ultron, I feel like I'm kind of getting my money's worth. This is the first time I feel a little bit ripped off. If this set had been $10 cheaper, I would be totally on board with it, and it would be awesome. I'd be okay with it being a little bit smaller. But the fact that this set is smaller, that it has less pieces, it just feels a little bit like I'm getting ripped off. Maybe it was... No, raising it up just a little bit doesn't really help much. It still feels kind of cheap and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I'm actually going to compare it to the Milano now. Hold on a second. I'm going to pop this off screen and bring the Milano in, and I think the Milano wasn't $80. I think the Milano was like $70. And yeah, the Milano looks more impressive and is also more dusty. God damn it, I need to clean my Lego sets more often. Yeah, that's the kind of thing now that it's really come to mind. The Quinjet set, unfortunately, feels overpriced. I'm really sorry to have to say it like that, but it kind of feels overpriced now. It's not a bad set. It really is not a bad set. Unfortunately, it feels... it's hard to... overpriced, I guess, is the thing. It feels like it's $10 too expensive. It's still a good set, but now that I've compared it to the old ones, yeah, that's kind of what my... that's kind of what my feeling is, that this set is just too expensive. Man, I know I sound a little depressed and kind of bummed out. This isn't a bad set. No, it's a really good set, and the Quinjet is gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to being able to display it alongside my other stuff, but... And this set is the biggest set in the series. The biggest set in the current series. It has the most pieces, and it's kind of the coolest. It's kind of the coolest. It's certainly more impressive than the Hydra Fortress set, which I'm not looking forward to reviewing that one, because that one just kind of bleg. That one just feels bleg to me. Yeah, that's kind of it, I think. Overpriced. It's not a bad set, but it is overpriced. Unfortunately, you are going to have to get this set for this series. Even discounting the issues of like minifigures and stuff like that, it does come with 2 members of the Avengers that you can't get in any other set. It comes with Vision and it comes with Black Widow. The Vision minifigure is fantastic and is, of the 5 figures, is the best one. The Quinjet is an awesome vehicle. It really is. It's just the set feels $10 too expensive. If this set was $70 instead of $80, I would be much more on board with it. Something that's just occurred to me. The Lego VIP program, of which I am a member, you get like $5 back for every $100 you spend on Lego sets. You get $5 you can use towards Lego sets. I'm wondering if a number of sets might be raising the prices slightly to encourage you to join the VIP program, but that doesn't make sense. This is a really weird thought, now that I think about it, but now that I've thought of it, I can't get rid of it. Or maybe it's the other way around, that as plastic has gotten more expensive, they've introduced the VIP program to kind of mitigate the costs slightly, especially since the VIP program is free. I'm going to have to think about that for a little bit. But going back to the set, this is a good set. Unfortunately, I certainly recommend it more than the Hulk and... the Thor and Hawkeye versus Hydra set, but I do not recommend it as highly as the Iron Man versus Ultron set, and I certainly do not recommend it as highly as the Hulkbuster set. The Hulkbuster set is still the best set of the 4 that I have reviewed so far. This one, though, I'm going to put at number 3. Yeah, this is the 3rd best set of the 4 I've reviewed so far. It is not a set, however, of the ones I've reviewed so far, it feels the most overpriced for what it is. And that's kind of all she wrote, I guess. Yeah. I think I'll leave you with that thought. Great set, but of the ones, it just feels the most overpriced. I've only said that like 20 goddamn times so far. So I guess I'll leave you with that. Yeah. I mean, I do recommend this set, but it unfortunately is not a must-buy from my perspective. And this review is now like 40 minutes long, so I'm going to wrap it up now. So goodbye and play well.